Hello, good morning, viewers. Wish you a very happy sunshine and good health. Ladies and gentlemen, today we'll be analyzing Novak Djokovic's tennis game and we'll see why he is the best player in the world and why he is so difficult to be defeated, virtually impossible and invincible. So, if you like our video after this, please subscribe to it. It gives huge motivation to carry out research and dig out the facts and provide you with some factual data about the player. So, thank you for continuing and please see the video in full. Today we'll analyze the Novak game in two different categories. The first one will be his preparation and devotion to tennis, his physical fitness, his mental strength, his daily routine, his sacrifices, his strict, very size regime, etc., etc. And then second part, we'll discuss about his game's parameter, his tactic, and his strength and the mind game. So, and we know that apparently he doesn't have many weaknesses. So let's start. And the first part is preparation and devotion to the game. Firstly, gentlemen, the Novak is very scientific and particular about his lifestyle. He's carried out number of sacrifices in his daily life. He is not very social animal. He does not attend too many parties. He goes to the nitrogen chamber, sleeps there. He's a vegan. He does not eat gluten, and his training regime is very strict. He cannot miss it any time. Secondly, he is mentally very tough and very calm. Every morning he does yoga, he does meditation, making his mind very strong and calm and composed so that he can take calculated risk and right decision during critical juncture of the game, which generally other players lack. The other point about is the burning desire to win. He has made it very clear in his that he was running behind the other fighters and also ground clear numbers, and he gives maximum importance to the slams. So his preparation level, his motivation, his desire, everything flows out best when he plays the Grand Slams. Fourthly, I meant Novak is physically very fit. He takes a lot of pride and effort in making his body flexible, strong, and resilient. His physical exercise, which include long distance running, his cycling, climbing the stairs, doing flexible and strength training exercise inside the gym. Outdoors, he do a lot of flexible exercise with the stretching rubbers and all. And then he attains these three very important critical qualities required in a tennis player. That is being very flexible. He can bend down. He can do splits. He's very strong. He can play for a longer duration, and he's very robust. He doesn't have many injuries. Also, he's got a lot of stamina to play with these five setters and for 5 hours and beyond. And he can still compete with a lot of zeal and freshness. We have seen in the history also that, and stats speaks about it. He has played the longest finals against Rafael Nadal in Australia. Nearly 6 hours he played. So it is very difficult to beat him in these in the terms of physical fitness. Now, fifthly, Novak Djokovic has got very peculiar scientific drills and procedures. After the match, he goes in for a light cycling. Then he goes to the massage table, get the massage. Then he can analyze game and all. After some time, he goes to the ice bath for the repair of injuries and all in case any. Then he goes take vegan diet, very light dinner, and then his very important thing is that he go for his sound sleep. Generally, normal days like we freshen up in the morning, take 2 3 glasses of hot water, then vegan breakfast. Thereafter, he goes for some physical training, exercises, and then take rest. Eat a lot of carbs in the lunch, rest, and then he comes back again, do some physical fitness exercise, warming up, etc. And then the tennis training starts. It may be 3 hours, 4 hours. Then he cools down again. All these necessary carbs and proteins gives him energy and the minerals to repair his body. Then he sleeps either in nitrogen chamber or by taking good massage and meditation. So that his schedule is very specific and unique, and it requires a lot of devotion, a lot of discipline and sacrifices, which he is doing for his tennis. There's no doubt about it. The sixth aspect of his game is the psychological warfare during the game. Prior to the game, we have seen in the press conferences, he plays the minds of the opponent. After the games, during the interview and all in the press conference, he will praise his opponent lavishly, which softens the aggressiveness of the opponent. We have seen Novak making gestures, and during the games also we've seen that he like flexing his muscles, putting finger on his temple, continuously showing that he's very strong mentally. then pulling his ears towards the crowd, and sometimes he claps and appreciates the good shot of the opponent, showing that, yeah, you are a good player, but I am the best. So these very small things impact the player's mind and affect him psychologically. The seventh tactical acumen which he has, we've seen in the Novak, and whenever there is a historical match, when there is an intense match, very important, the historical clash of titans, etc., we have seen that, which has been hid up by the media. In these kinds of matches, when you see the opponent is charged up and he is going to go, then he generally, generally we have seen in 4 5 matches that he first set he gives to the opponent. In the last few games of the first set, he will make some silly mistakes, which are not common by his standards, and then he will tend to give it to the opponent. So what happens? The complete aggression, the zeal, the desire, the steam of opponent is generally taken out, and the opponent, when we become soft, less angrier, and slightly relaxed, okay, I've got one side in my pocket. Then Noah raises his game and decimates him the next side. This is very important quality which has I have noticed recently. The eighth quality of Novak is that his ability to play in 5 different gears. Adaptability has been his strength. He has accepted that. He has said it, that he has been adaptable to various surfaces, various conditions. So he has got a very unique capability to play as per the reputation of the player, as per the capability of the player, as per the situation, the grandeur of the situation. He plays best on the big points and he loves pressure. He has said that, like matches, ATP finals, the Grand Slam matches, and he accepted that he thrives on pressure, and pressure is a pleasure for him. And also, he has a lot of pride in challenging the younger lot. He says, I want to kick them out. The time has not come. They aren't winning." You must have heard this famous sentence. The ninth very important aspect of Novak is that he's got huge experience. He has played 46 Grand Slam finals, semi-finals. He has played 35 Grand Slam finals. He has won 95 ATP trophies till now. His win record against all the players is phenomenal. He has been number one for about 390 weeks. So he's got so much experience that he does not get ruffled up vis-a-vis players who are playing their first or second or third Grand Slam finals, etc. He does have all this experience to tackle and expertise, the various arrows and various weapons in the army of the opponent. In the panic situation, he generally doesn't lose his mind. He stays calm, he maintains his composure, and then tries to decipher which tactics of the past 36 or 40, 35 Grand Slam finals came handy. So he calmly changes that, and then he select that particular tactics and executes it flawlessly. So his calmness, his pressure, experience, his physical fitness, his burning desire to win, all combined together makes him very difficult player. Now let's discuss the second part, that is analyze his tennis game capabilities. Now, first, everybody knows that he is an all-round game. He does not have apparently any weakness. He has got very consistent forehand. It can be very lethal. It can be in terms of rallies. We see he hardly makes mistakes. His two-handed backhand is one of the best in the world. We've seen that. He's got very kind of services. He can shoot a kick and serve from corner to corner on the lines, and he can do soft serve. He can do, surprise with the pace and the kick of the serve. He can hit a lot of aces when required. We have seen in some games that he has hit more aces than his opponent. He's second is he's very precise in shot making. He's got very good this thing sharp, razor sharp returns, and he's one of the best returner of the serve. He's got also he's got very good game at the net. He can come surprise you. He can go good volleys. He can do. He's got deceptive lobs. He's got phenomenal amount of drops, which are very accurate. And in and all, he has got a very all-round game which he adapts, and he keep on changing his game according to the situation. He can study the opponent and change his game accordingly. Second is that generally he has a fraction of second more than his opponent. He sees the opponent all the time and generally tries to catch him wrong foot. He sees the opponent, and when he's moving and he hits a shot a fraction of late in that direction, placing the ball as per the wrong foot movement of the player, which generally gives him a lot of points. His third most important aspect is that he's very sharp, very accurate, very precise. He can hit shots corner to corner and lines to lines very, very consistently. He makes opponents strike like a dog from corner to corner, and sometimes he takes off the stamina. And some very famous players rightly said, Novak takes your legs first, and then he takes your soul. And because of his consistency and his corner to corner movement, it's make very difficult for opponent to match his standards. The fourth quality is that he is very tenacious and mentally strong. He does not give easy points. You will see he hardly makes any error. Even at 0-40, he'll make you run for every point. He'll not give easy points, and he subsequently keep on creating pressure. And opponent generally has to hit three very good winning shots to set up and get the fourth point correctly. Generally, in these 4 points, if you do some mistake, then you lose a point. Under these conditions, when he's so consistent, he doesn't do mistakes, and he makes opponent to make 3 points to set up the game, set up the point. Most of the normal players commits mistake and this give the point owing to the pressure. Fifthly, he has got different kind of game for different conditions. He steps up his standard of the game as per the condition. Whenever he's playing against a easier player, normal player who's coming, a rookie, he tries to do a lot of things. He keeps experimenting at normal level. And when he's playing during the crunch point, big points, tiebreakers, Grand Slam finals, player of repute like Rafa, Roger Federer, or number 1 to 10 players, sort of, he reviews the game so high, and he seldom makes a mistake. As in last Australian Open against Rafa, when he was when he played against Rafa in the finals, he made only 12 mistakes or unforced errors in the complete match. It's just phenomenal. People make more mistakes in one set. He did it in the entire match. So he has got that capability to raise his game according to the situation and do not commit many mistakes. Sixthly, he's got a lot of variation in the match. He can change the pace of the game. He can slow it down. If somebody's playing too fast, he can mix shots with volleys, lobs, drops, etc. He can suddenly hit a blasting forehand across the court and stun the opponent. So, considering all these things, the physical fitness, the mental strength, the psychological factors, the all-round game doesn't have any weakness. Playing as per the conditions and the standard of the players, the ability to raise this level of the game to fifth gear and without doing any mistakes, not giving easy points to the opponent, and to handle the pressure very, very naturally. It all these combined together makes Djokovic a very dangerous and very potent player who is very difficult to beat, nearly invincible. So these are some of the rare qualities which we have heard and seen that is no match. So in the next video, we'll see. Uh, Although we have discussed, there are no weaknesses, but we'll still try to see what are the small windows which the opponent of these younger generation can exploit and try to do against Novak. Can he be defeated in normal match of two setters, or a three test decider, or in Grand Slam when we have to play 5 sets, which is more difficult. So please wait for my next video. I will be carrying out the detailed analysis. And thanks for seeing and liking the video. If you enjoyed the video, please press the button, subscribe, hit the like buttons. It takes a lot of hard work, and your subscription gives it a lot of motivation to carry out more research and dig out facts, collate the vast data, do scientific analysis, and then come out with conclusive results. Thank you very much. Love you guys.